So if you were with us for Full Body Blast, we're going to do a very similar format. We're going to have a nice little pyramid. We're going to have a few different movements. Let's go over them really quickly to start. So movement number one is going to be a V sit-up or a V-up. So those arms and legs are both going to start extended. You're going to fold in half, reaching those hands to those heels, or to those ankles or those toes, wherever your mobility will allow you to go. Move number one. We can modify that down to touching the ground behind and bending those knees. All right, or any variation between those two. All right. Move number two is going to be a kind of a half bicycle crossbody crunch here, which we're going to take one hand behind the head and we're going to bring that elbow to the outside of our knee. All right, so we're pulling up across the body, thinking about pulling with those obliques, boom, all the way across. Do not just bring that arm to your elbow, all right, not doing too much there. I want you to bring that whole body rotating across, okay? Hop up onto that other elbow if you need to. So we'll do all on the left side, and then we'll do all on the right side. Those are two separate movements. And our final one is a little bit different. So what I'm calling a half kneeling back extension. So you're going to kind of sit on your heels, okay? And we are going to, maybe you've seen some people at the gym, they'll use the little rope for the cable, and they'll kind of like pull down like this. We're going to be kind of doing that with body weight. So I usually like to do kind of a cross arms here, and we're going to basically kind of roll our shoulders down to our knees, and we're just going to extend that back. So we're looking forward, all right, pulling down, looking forward. So think about that low back, getting the contraction there. We're not changing the angle of our hips, but think about kind of your waist. You're folding right at the bottom of your rib cage or your waist, okay? So a little bit of low back work there. So those are our 4/3 movements. We're going to be doing a round of 8 for each of those. We'll come back for a round of 7, 6, and then 5, and then we'll build our way back up 6 reps, 7 reps, 8 reps, and that should take us right to time. Okay? If you're totally lost, don't worry about it. Just follow along. If you want to move a little bit faster than me, as always, you are welcome to. Move it at my pace or slower, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get after it. A round of 8 for those V-sits. Let's get after it. So we're getting all the way up to those toes or to those ankles for 8 good total reps, which is there. Which may not seem a whole bunch, but again, we're going to do a big volume here, so doing your best on that one. So as we go for those cross-body kind of sit-ups, crunches situation, whatever side you want to start on, we're going to kind of just roll right into it. I want you to think about getting a controlled hold at the top, just to make sure that we're getting all the way across. I don't want you just kind of throwing your body up and then coming back down. I want you to be able to pull with those abdominals. That's what we're here for, is working that core. So put as much into each of those reps as you can manage. I always like to say, why do what you can in 50 reps when you can do it in 10. All right, let's go to the other side for a round of 8. The same situation, a nice quick little hold, just to make sure that we're all the way up there. Breathing all the way through. So this workout, unlike most of our others, does not necessarily have any built-in rest time. We're just kind of transitioning from one movement to the next. So we're going to take a quick pause to end the round as we need to, but otherwise we're going to continue to move. So we're going to go for those back extensions now. I got a kind of a wide base through those knees. We're going to kind of get those shoulders down to those knees and squeeze that low back. Tuck it down, back and forth here. I know it's going to feel a little bit strange, right? But it's the best way that I could think about of really isolating that low back while putting a little extra weight on it. So we work those kind of Supermans, those back extensions a lot lying down on the ground. It's going to be a very similar one. We're just taking that whole lower body aspect out of it, just focusing on that upper body. All right. Very important when you work to keep that hip angle consistent. All right. Try not to sit up here and then back down. All right. Keep that really tight angle here between your belly and your legs, and then go from there. All right. So that was our round of 8. We're going to go back to the top, round of 7. Starting with those VFs. Those reps are going to start really piling on now. Again, as fast or as slow as you're comfortable going. Just going to 7. Oof. Once you get to those 7, we'll switch over. You have that cross body crunch or that half bicycle. Again, quick hold at the top each time. I want you to be very present through these reps. I want you to feel which part of your abdomen is getting the work. If you're like, whoa, coach, I'm not getting anything in the abdomen, we may need to readjust of how we're going through that movement. Once you get your 7, switch it to the other side. It should be a very quick transition. Quick pause again at the top. And trying to get all the way across to where that shoulder comes up off the ground, those shoulder blades, both of them. All right. It's going to be a good one. We're going to flip over that back extension once more. Again, we're going to try to get this angle very, very consistent between that leg and our belly button. We're going to roll those shoulders down. And we're going to open those shoulders. So again, folding at the bottom of our rib cage. You might like a little chicken pecking, eating food off the ground. I know it looks really, really silly, but I think it's a good exercise. Number 7. All right, so you should feel a relatively equal pull all the way around your ab blanket here from your belly button into the middle of your back. Good even pull. So we're getting those V-sits for the middle, we're getting those half bicycles for our obliques, and those back extensions for the whole back side. All right, round of 6. I need to stop talking. We're going to go to those V-sits. Round of 6. I'm going to try to pick up that pace just a little bit. I think that's 6. Do one more for good luck. And we're going to go right into those half crunches all the way across. And quick hold, we're getting the outside of our elbow to the outside of our knee. For 6 total reps. Switching to the other side for another 6. Trying to roll up that whole body. All right. And then back to these back extensions. If you remember the little back extension kind of machine at the fitness center where it's kind of like an angle and you have like pads right on your legs here, and you kind of like do the same motion. That's what we're doing. We're just anchoring your hips down with your body weight and doing that same movement, kind of hinging over and extending through that back. The back extension machine, as some people used to call it. One more. All right. So we're going to reach the top of our pyramid here, going to a round of 5. So we're going to do a really quick round and then we start bringing those reps back up. All right, let's go for a quick round of 5, 2. Those biceps are sometimes difficult to find the balance on. You go a little bit too hard on one half of the body. So again, as we start to kind of get through the bottom of these reps, make sure they're still looking good. Make sure they're still being congruent to each other rep, which is going to include a nice quick little hold at the top of each one. Just enough to make sure that we have control. And we're coming back down nice and softly as well. Remember that lowering half of a rep is just that. It is half of the rep. All right, so make sure you don't skip out on it and just let yourself fall down. All right, we got those back extensions once more. All right, 4th time here. Make sure that we have a good idea of what's happening. You can put those hands on that low back if you need to. Really strengthen that low back. Or really make sure that we're engaging that low back. Should feel it kind of extend and squeeze. Once you get those 5, we're flipping it back over. We're going back up the pyramid. We got just the 1 round of 5. So we're going to go 6 and then 7 and 8. And that'll be right at the end. So let's see. We've got about 3.5 minutes. We'll see if we can get through this round of 6. I'm going to try to talk a little bit less so we can make our way through. Good consistent movement here. Just rolling from one movement to the next. And that round of 6. All right. And then flip it over for those back extensions. I really like these because after all that oblique work, all that kind of front side work, getting something to kind of even that up always feels really nice. It makes me feel very balanced. All right. Been working on your deadlift, your posture, those back extensions will help a lot. All right, we got round of 7. We've got about 90 seconds. I think we can do it. All right, now we'll have some effort though. Round of 7 on those half crunches. Getting all the way across, still getting that quick hold. Just make sure we're not tapping that elbow and dropping. Hitting a little bit of a wall here. We're going to power through this last couple of exercises. If you feel like one side of these crunches is more difficult or less difficult than the other, that might be a good indication that on our V-sits or even our back extensions, we are favoring one side. So keep note of that as we try to make these bodies very nice and balanced. Now rounding that back, arching that back, and as you go through these back extensions, taking a minute to slow these down, really make sure that we're accentuating that low back. All right. We got about 30 seconds. We're going to get as far as we can here through this round of 8. Probably finish up for me on these V-ups if you're with me. If not, getting the best you can. All right. That's going to be time. You can finish up that around whatever you were on. And feel free, certainly, to take that into your own time to finish that up. But awesome job, folks. Thank you for joining me for some abs class. Coach Matt here, signing off for the afternoon. Get yourself a good lunch. Make sure you join us at 1:50 for a little mid-afternoon stretch break. Same place. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.